What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the wrestling world pays tribute to Sabu. John Cena's final match looks heavily disappointing. The real reason for a Backlash match finish? Concern for John Cena? Is CM Punk working Saudi Arabia? The identity of the RKO victims, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at the wrestling world paying tribute to Sabu. Now our top story today takes a look at the emotional tributes that the names of the wrestling world have offered to Sabu. It was announced yesterday that the legendary performer had passed away at the age of 60, and wrestlers past and present have been sharing their memories of the ECW icon. WWE would release an official tribute to the man itself, which read, "WWE is saddened to learn that Terry Brunk, known to wrestling fans as Sabu, has passed away. The nephew of WWE Hall of Famer The Sheik, Sabu became a national star as part of ECW, where he was a pioneer of hardcore wrestling, leaping from chairs and driving his opponents through tables and even barbed wire. Many of ECW's greatest matches featured Sabu doing battle with the likes of WWE Hall of Famers Rob Van Dam and Mick Foley, as well as the Sandman and his greatest rival, Taz. Wrestlers from Sabu's past would take to X to share their tributes, with legendary wrestler Rob Van Dam leading the tributes. Here we are just a few weeks ago at WrestleCon. You never know when it's the last time you'll be together when it comes to this. Sabu was as irreplaceable in my life as he was in the industry. You all know how important he was to my career, and you know how much he meant to me personally. He's been a tremendous influence since I was 18 years old when I met him. Learning to be an adult while you're in the crazy environment of this business can go several different ways. I'm proud to be able to carry on so many of the Sheik and Sabu's values both in and out of the ring. Sabu helped me make the wrestler I am, the person I am, and I'll always be proud of that and grateful, because he loved the business more than anyone I know. Wrestle in peace." Also shocked by the news was one of Sabu's most legendary opponents in ECW, that being Taz. Taz had some poignant words to share via video.
Hey guys, what's up? Come to you with a heavy heart right now. As many of you might have heard, unfortunately, the legendary, the great Sabu has passed away last night, I believe, at the age of 60. Without him, I would not have accomplished anything. But what Sabu has accomplished in his career has been amazing. This guy is amazing, and he's just a great-hearted soul. I'm going to miss him immensely. I feel horrible about this. Rest in peace, my brother Sabu. Please, rest in peace.
Now we continue to offer our condolences to the family and friends of Terry Brunk, also known as Sabu. But will Sabu be in the Hall of Fame? Now, in the wake of Sabu's passing, there have been increased calls for Sabu to be posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE star Sami Zayn is leading the support for this campaign over on X, and according to Zayn, he was pushing for the idea in the weeks following Sabu's final match. "This is a gut punch. I was pushing this agenda again a few weeks ago after Sabu had his final match. Rest in peace, Sabu. One of a kind, absolute legend, and a true game changer for professional wrestling. Sabu being inducted would be incredibly fitting, and it would be an appropriate way to pay tribute to the wrestling legend." Next up, John Cena's last match plans are heavily disappointing. Now, it was reported over the weekend that John Cena's final match is set for December in Boston, and in a further development, we now know the date and the specific event for the matchup. According to the reliable Corey Hayes on X, Cena's final match will be on December 13th, and the event sadly won't be a PLE. Instead, it'll be a Saturday night's main event show. This has led to instant criticism from fans, as this means that Cena's final match will be plagued with commercials. Hayes on X claims that the match will potentially be commercial-free, but NBC may insist that the match contains commercials due to the sheer amount of fans that will be watching. The recent Saturday night's main event specials have been labeled as filler by fans, and some have even stated that they are glorified house shows. WWE have put little to no effort in with these specials in 2025, and it's crazy to think that they're even considering having one of the greatest names ever to step foot in the squared circle having his retirement match on a random TV special. Cena's final match is one of the biggest matches in WWE history, and surely it makes business sense to have his final match take place on its own PLE. In fact, the last PLE of this year should be called Ruthless Aggression, and that's where Cena should be retiring. This is a baffling call, and whilst plans could change between now and December, it's been confirmed that WWE will be having a Saturday Night's main event in December, so it's looking like these plans could indeed stick. Now, there is no news as of yet on who Cena will be facing at the event. We know it won't be Randy Orton, and there are theories that Cena will retire in December as a babyface, so that may push WWE to have Cena retire against a big heel. But who should it be? Next up, WWE changing a wrestler's name? Following the debut of Jeff Cobb at the Backlash event, there have been rumors that WWE could be changing his name. These rumors started with the comments from former WWE champion Big E, who had this to say on the post-show. "We saw the debut of a man once referred to as Jeff Cobb. Not entirely sure what he'll be referred to now." It's now been surfaced on the weekend of Backlash, WWE filed for an in-ring name of JC Mateo. Could this be Cobb's new WWE name? The timing is interesting to say the very least. And it's worth noting that on the WWE photo albums and Backlash recaps, Cobb is still referred to as Jeff Cobb. This may be a situation where Cobb debuts under his established name, then WWE reintroduce him under the new alias. It's been reported that Cobb will be on the SmackDown brand moving forward, and it's evidently going to be linked to the new bloodline. What do you guys think of the name? Next up, the real reason for a Backlash match finish. Laura Valkyria successfully retained the Women's Intercontinental title at Backlash, and this was one of the more surprising outcomes of the event. A lot of fans were under the impression that Becky Lynch would capture the gold, but according to Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio, the idea was to elevate Valkyria to the next level. If you just beat her the first time, it would have kind of been like, well, Lyra's a mid-carder, so what? Lyra's a real star, beating Becky Lynch clean in the middle on a pay-per-view. Valkyria's performances in 2025 have received rave reviews from fans, and she has to be considered one of the favorites to win the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase next month. Next up, WWE using skeleton crews for PLEs. The WWE are continuing to utilize a 5-match format for premium live events, and fans continue to be critical of this move. There is clearly room for more matches, yet WWE and TKO insist on having these events plagued by commercials instead. Interestingly, Fightful Select is reporting that the backstage scene was notably quieter than usual at Backlash this past weekend. One WWE talent noted no one was here, referencing the trimmed down 5-match card and contrasting the sparse environment with what the environment was like backstage at WrestleMania 41 just 3 weeks prior. Due to WWE only having 5 matches on the card, only a select few names were needed for the show. This extends to producers and referees. WWE are basically using a skeleton crew for these 5-match PLEs, and it's likely that this is linked to TKO trying to limit costs as much as humanly possible. Next up, concern for John Cena. Whilst it's apparent that John Cena slowed down significantly in the ring, he's still able to mostly perform at a high level. His wrestling against Randy Orton at Backlash was mostly solid, and the lackluster finish definitely hindered the perception of the match itself. But with that being said, there's now concern that maybe Cena is struggling in the ring, as according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, Cena can't do anything anymore. Crowd was into it, and it was very hot, but there was a lot of smoke and mirrors with the match, and it's just becoming obvious that Cena's final run is going to be a lot of shenanigans and smoke and mirrors matches because he can't do anything anymore. These comments have led to a lot of discourse on social media today, and it's not exactly clear what he's referencing. Is he injured, or has his years in the ring limited his performance in the ring? Next up is CM Punk working Saudi Arabia. Since CM Punk returned to WWE in 2023, he is yet to work a single show in Saudi Arabia. Punk has made his feelings public when it comes to the WWE deal with Saudi. However, Punk was seen in the video package of Night of Champions 2025 set for next month. Does this mean that Punk has changed his mind and is willing to work Saudi shows? This would be quite funny, as Punk had even called out The Miz for selling out. On a recent edition of the Observer Radio, they discussed the chance of Punk competing at Night of Champions. Guys have the option to not go, but they are pressured to go, like pretty hard. He said he would never go, but you know, people say a lot of things. Whilst it could be an error, Punk being advertised is newsworthy, as all the names advertised are names that realistically will appear on the show. For prior advertisements for the Saudi-based PLEs, Punk has been absent from all marketing, but this is the exception. It'll be interesting to see how this develops, as there's still over a month until the event, and WWE still have Saturday Night's main event and Money in the Bank to deliver before they can start to build Night of Champions. And finally, the identity of the RKO victims revealed. Now, final story today looks at the identity of one of the producers from the Backlash main event. During that main event between John Cena and Randy Orton, numerous producers, including Nick Aldis, The Hurricane, and Jamie Noble, all received RKOs from Orton. However, there was one producer that fans had never seen before, and he has now since been identified. According to the local Competitor X account, the individual was an independent wrestler named Austin Militello. On Backlash, who received an RKO with Nick Aldis, Shane Helms, Sean Daivari, and Jamie Noble towards the end of the John Cena vs Randy Orton match. Austin Militello was the other official who appeared in the main event of Backlash. WWE using talent for this kind of role isn't rare, however they usually portray them as security guards or police officers. It's rare to see them in the role of a producer. This is perhaps something WWE are trying out, as it comes across more authentic if the extras are in suits and ties. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.